the threat is definitely real. I would agree with that. I mean, you look at what's going on in the industry right now. Of course, everybody's talking about AI, kind of like what Karen was mentioning earlier as well. And certainly at this week's show, you look at all the various vendors, including a lot of the Chinese vendors like Honor and many of these others, and Xiaomi, they're all talking about AI on a smartphone, right? So if we look specifically at how AI applies to devices and smartphones, the idea of running on-device generative AI, creating cute pictures of kittens or erasing, photo bombers in your background, your photo, right? All these kinds of things. And of course, Samsung's been a big one in this race as well, too. Now, Apple, to your point, has been, as we all know, rather quiet about this, right? And perhaps disturbingly quiet. And so I guess the risk, to your earlier point, is that, yeah, with all these other players doing this, does that potentially become a threat for them? Now, the reason why I said I think it's a bit overblown is because actually, if you look at it, Apple's been in this space for quite a while. They've had this neural engine on their chips for many, many years now. They use AI for things like computational photography, which is basically, again, how to make your photos look better using AI. And of course, now the concern is, well, what about generative AI? Will they have these features moving forward? We think that it's reasonable to expect that by the time the Worldwide Developer Conference, Apple's Worldwide Developer Conference, comes around in June, we'll likely hear them talking to developers as well as their users about some of the stuff they have in store, the various platforms. And by the time we get to iPhone 16, let's assume that's what they call it, in September, most likely there will be something around that. I think the big question, of course, though, is what is it that Apple's going to roll out, right? How do we translate into real world use cases? Is it going to be things like that magic eraser-like feature that I mentioned with photo bombers? And where does Apple have strengths in this space, given its position around privacy? Do they have enough data, basically, to train these AI models, or are they going to use something else? It'll be really interesting to see.